Okay, this video is going to be for dividing decimals. We're going to talk about what we do when the decimal's in the dividend alone, or what we do when it's in the dividend and the divisor. So we're going to start when it's inside the dividend. So let's say it's 3 and 15/100 divided by 2. So when we have the decimal inside, it's really easy. All we do is just bump it right up, and then that's where it's going to be in our answer. We also need to remember to put a plate above each of the digits. This is going to help make sure that our places are correct in our answer and that we don't forget any of the numbers. So then once you put your plates and you push up your decimal, you divide like normal. So how many times does 2 go into 3? 1. 1 times 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the 1. 2 goes into 11 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. 1, bring down the 5. 2 goes into 15 7 times. 15 minus 14 is 1. So now when we divide decimals, we don't put a remainder. We have to turn that remainder into part of the answer. So what we do is we add a 0 to the dividend, because adding a 0 doesn't change the original number, but it gives us another number that we can bring down. So when we add the 0, we have to remember to add a plate to the top as well, because there's going to be another digit in our quotient, or our answer. So bring down the 0 and then divide as normal. So 2 can go into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. And they can keep adding the zeros to the dividend until there is no remainder. Okay, so that's when the decimal is inside the dividend. When it's in both the divisor and the dividend, there is an extra step we have to take. So if we're doing 7 and 21/100 divided by 1 and 2/10. So what we do is we have to turn this divisor into a whole number. And we do that by moving the decimal as many times as it takes to get to the end, making it a whole number. And the reason we can do this is because multiplying by 10, we're moving our decimal to the right, gives us a whole number. But we can't just do it to this number, we also have to do it to the inside number. So for 1 and 2/10, I have to move it one time to make it 12. But since I moved it one time on the outside, I have to move it one time on the inside as well. So now it's going to be 72 and 1/10 divided by 12. And essentially what we did is we multiplied both of these numbers by 10. Since we moved the decimal one time, we just multiplied both by 10. So that's why it's still going to give us the same answer. So then once we have our decimal moved, we do exactly what we did before. Add our plates above each of the digits and push up the decimal where it is now. So it's no longer going to be here, it moved over to there. So then I divide as normal and see how many times 12 can go into 72, which, well, actually 12 can go into 7. No times, but 12 can go into 72 6 times. And then 6 times 12 is 72. 72 minus 72 is 0. Down to 1. 12 can go into 1 0 times. 0 times 12 is 0. Okay. So we've got a remainder, we can't do that, we have to add a 0. If we add a 0, we have to add a plate to the top. Bring down the 0. 12 can go to 10 0 times. Okay. And then 10 minus 0 is 10. Bring down another 0. 12 can go into 100 8 times. 8 times 12 is 96. And that's 4. And then we could keep on adding zeros and bringing zeros down in the same way